Hey everybody! So I'm going to be doing a report card for the 2019-20 season. I don't think it's going to get restarted again, and I don't see a reason to wait to put out a report card. The Olympics were canceled the day of filming this video, so you can kind of figure out that at the very least the regular season isn't going to get concluded. We may see playoffs, we may not. Regular season we will I don't think we'll see a conclusion of. So I'm going to give a report card to the players for this last season, and that's all right here at Talking Habs, where everything is dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So if you're a Habs fan, you want to see more videos like this, head down there, subscribe, ring the notifications bell. That's going to get you your daily fix of Blue Blanc Rouge from Talking Habs right here. And if you like the video, give a thumbs up while you're on the way down there to subscribe. And I'd like to, there's a comment section down there. You can leave any comments you may have about the grades I'm giving the players, what you think. Let me know what you think, what your grades would be in the comment section. Okay, so like I said, I don't think this season's going to conclude, at least the regular season, and I really don't think the playoffs are going to come off. With the Olympics getting canceled, not postponed, but canceled, I mean, they can't really postpone it anyway. But with the Olympics getting canceled till next year, it signals that even by July, they don't expect things to be able to be running. And even if they do by July, they're saying you're not going to be able to be prepared to play any kind of games. So that means, will the NHL, will they get back to having a little mini camp, getting the players ready to restart the season? Or if there's time, they would probably be only wanting to get the playoffs in if they can. So I think that's how it's going to go. So I'm going to give you some grades for these Montreal Canadiens of ours. And here's my board. This is my new setup, if anyone's noticed. Um, I'm going to be able to, you're going to see different looks. So let me see if I can get myself in this video. Really nice. And no, I'm going the wrong way. There we go, Rick. Dyslexic Rick. Okay. So as you can see on my board, which I'm having trouble with, so guys, be patient because it's all new. So if the lighting is a little off, I'll get it all fixed up over time. But it's my first day here in this side, the new setup, and it's only my second video. So let's get right to it. So I've got them set up on this board from F all the way up to B minus, and the other board will have the rest. We'll look at the Fs first. And there's only one, and I don't think anybody would argue this point in that, geez, it's taking me 3 minutes to get here with a lot of ums and ahs. Can you tell I'm rusty from doing videos? It's my second video only in like a week. Okay, so first one up is Keith Kincaid, goalie. Brought him in to be the backup goalie. He did not perform this task very well, and this was at a time when Montreal was playing well. The early part of the season, the first couple of starts were shaky. He went downhill after that. Definitely gets an F. Went down to the Laval Rocket, did not do any better at the Laval Rocket, and then they finally sent him down to the ECHL not too long before they canceled everything. So Keith Kincaid definitely with an F. Next up is a D, and I've given that to Brett Kulak. Brett Kulak kind of disappointed. He had a really decent season last year. He was able to play in all three pairings with all three partners and did well and even helped make them look a little better. And then came in with high hopes this year, signed him to a 2-year, I believe a new 2-year contract. And he just didn't seem to find any chemistry at all, I found, to start the season. Seemed to pick it up in the last maybe 20 games, but it's kind of like a little too little, a little too late for him for this season, so I gave him a D. D plus. I've got Paul Byron with a D plus. Now, a lot of people will say, well, he really came back and was playing really good when he came back, and maybe he doesn't deserve a D plus, but he was so horrible in the first 19 games that I think the improvement when he came back, that's my cat meowing in the background. She just really wants me to pet her. I think that gives him a D plus. And hang on, I'm going to talk to my cat. I do apologize for this. It's my old cat. She's 20 years old. Watch, she's gonna start meowing again because when I stopped filming, she stopped meowing. I'm filming, she's gonna start meowing again. Watch and see. Okay, let's get back to it. No, I'm not the hockey guy. I get the reference, but I'm not. Okay, next up, I gave Jesperi Kotkaniemi D plus. He just never got going. You could argue about how they used him, his ice time, all those kind of things. He just never seemed to get it going until they sent him down to Laval, where he seemed to get his game around. So I don't know the reason why necessarily. I think he just needed to be in the AHL, and he grew to grow into the body. He grew a little bit. He gained some weight, and he just never seemed comfortable with that body of his that he's got now. And he had flashes. There was a couple of nice plays here and there, but just never grew into it. So I gave him a D plus. Next up, C minus, Jordan Wheel. I had high expectations for Jordan Wheel. I thought he could really contribute a lot more than he did this season. So I gave him a C minus. Not that he was useless or anything, and there are a lot of people who laugh. Yeah, he was Julian's pet on the power play, but I thought he would do a lot more when he got the opportunities that he did get this season, and he just, for me, I was disappointed in his offensive output. Joining him on C minus is Victor Mete. Mete had 2 injuries this season on his one. I think one of his feet, his ankle. I think he had a fractured foot the second time, and some kind of ankle injury the first time. Never seemed to get going, even though he got. Honestly, he had 3 goals. He scored a little bit. I thought he'd put up more offensively than he did. Yeah, he just never seemed to get going. I was a little disappointed. C minus. Charlie Lindgren played only in, I'm going to say 4 games. He didn't have a lot of time up here. But he got a C minus. He had a win. He won in overtime, or he got them to overtime, something like that. 3 points, I think he was able to produce from there. And I thought he could have done better. I would like to see more, especially if he wants to be the backup. You think he would have. Maybe this is who he is, but I would have liked to see more from him if he's going to win the backup role next season. Joining them is Ryan Poehling. Ryan Poehling was a disappointment this year. I thought he would have done better. I realized he had that concussion in training camp. But at some point, he had plenty of opportunity. I think he played 27 games up here. He just never seemed to find his feet. And he never really seemed to find it in Laval either. He showed flashes of it. He has a little bit better showing in Laval than he did here, but he just never seemed to find himself as a professional this year. Next up, with a C, Jeff Petrie. I think I'll get a lot of flack for that. Jeff Petrie offensively was fantastic this year. The reason why I'm giving him a C is because of all of those blind passes that got turned over, passes up the middle that got turned over, running around in the defensive zone, some very bad decisions in the defensive zone. That's why I'm giving that to him. So it's kind of like 2 extremes. He was really good offensively, and then I thought defensively wasn't his best season. I gave him a C. Joining him there is Carey Price. Carey Price, I don't want to say I want to blame Carey Price for everything that happened this season. I'm not doing that. But I think Price, he's from 2005. He is a 14-year veteran, 12-year veteran. I don't know. He's been here a long time. I just think he could have given us a little better in those times when the team needed him the most. Maybe that's a lot to ask for, but maybe it's just that Carey Price can do no wrong. That's how we look at it. But I was expecting a little better from him this season. He did not give it. At times he did, and I gave him a C. C plus. Max Domi. This pointer is getting more moved around than he's getting used. Max Domi, coming off of a career year of 72 points, 27 goals, 28 goals, I think, and high expectations for this season. Going into this season, we were just shoot for the stars, 80, 85 points for Domi. Didn't happen. I'm not sure what happened to Max Domi, if it's a confidence thing. He seemed to have a very up and down season where he would have streaks of getting lots of points, putting in goals, points, and then streaks of nothing. And he needs to find more consistency. So is this Max Domi, the guy from Phoenix who was a 30 to 55 point hockey player, or is he the Max Domi of last season where he got 72 points, or is he somewhere in between? He needs to find the consistency. Therefore, you got a C plus. KL Fleury didn't play a ton of games here, didn't put up a lot of offense, but I liked his game. I liked the physical play. I thought he got a little better as it went along, and I think there's going to be good things coming from Fleury. I would give him a higher mark, but I thought he could have done a little bit more offensively, that he didn't seem to have much offensively. I was a little disappointed in that, and therefore the C plus. B minus. Charles Hudon, who really wasn't in their plans, I don't think, for the start of the season. He didn't get into a game for a while. I think he was down. He started in Laval. They called him up. He didn't really do much. They sent him back down. He was lighting it up down there. 27 goals in I don't know how many games, but he was lighting the lamp down there, progressing under Joel Bouchard. They brought him up, a goal and an assist in the I think 12 games after that. A little disappointing, but he did look a lot better. Looked like there's a possibility that he could actually be a regular NHLer. Maybe not here in Montreal, but maybe they trade him away, but he could be an NHLer. Also, along with him, Nate Thompson traded away to Philadelphia, helping out the Flyers. Flyers, if we do get playoffs, Flyers are one of the top teams. Thompson was solid on the faceoffs, solid penalty killer, energy, tons of energy. Just skated, worked hard, filled that role on the fourth line up to expectations, and he gets a B minus. Jonathan Drouin joins them. For me, Drouin started at first 19 games, was looking great, got injured. Now, that's not his fault. Came back from injury. Don't know if he was 100% injured or that the wrist was feeling 100% comfortable. Was trepidatious, hesitant. Maybe that's the same meaning. Did not look comfortable. Did not look like he wanted the puck. Started to look a little better here and there, but never really looked comfortable. Had a lower body injury. Was about to come back when everything ended. Still don't know what to expect from Drouin for next season. It's kind of like back to the way it was last season when we didn't know what to expect. Well, we're going to get that same guy, or should we trade him, or all that kind of stuff. Kind of in the same place going into next season with him. Hopefully he's turned the corner. By the time we start playing hockey again, everything is going to be feeling great, and he'll be back to the player that started the season. Dale Weiss, wasn't going to really put him up here, but I thought Dale Weiss played well. He played, I think, 12 games, somewhere around that when he came back up and stuck. I thought he played well in his fourth line role, a lot of energy, produced a little offense. A little physical play. I liked his play. So I gave him a B minus. Okay, so we're gonna go to the next board, and hopefully I'll be a little bit less ums and ahs, get my words out better, trying to get back to normal after taking a break from filming. Okay, we got the big boys now. So by that I just mean the high scores. So let's see, I think we got 13 players left to go. Getting a B. Jake Evans. I think he got his first break at the midway, somewhere about the midway point came up, I think after the All-Star break. Looked good. I like Jake Evans' game. After trading Thompson, they pretty much gave him the fourth line center for the moment to see how he would do. I thought he did well. Didn't put up a ton of points, but great energy. Looked like he can handle himself in that position defensively. And I like what I saw from him. I think he may win that role for starting next season. So Jake Evans gets a B. Xavier Ouellet played, again, I don't think a ton of games, 13 games, somewhere around there. I like what I saw from Ouellet this time around. I've seen him up here before. He didn't look like he fit. This time he actually looked like he fit, and he could hold his own. Not going to be a first pair or second pair defenseman, but as a third pair defenseman, I like what I saw from him. Physical play, yeah, good solid play from Xavier Ouellet. Didn't hurt you, and helped you more than he hurt you. That's for sure. B plus. B plus I have Arturi Lehkonen. Arturi Lehkonen was maybe still a little disappointing on the offensive side, but I don't think Arturi Lehkonen's game is strictly going to be offense, obviously. This guy's got a 200-foot game. He comes to play every night. Very important on the other side of the puck other than offense. Intelligent player. Has a good hockey IQ, I think, knows where to be, gets in the way of pucks, gets in front of the net for chances. I like him. He just needs to learn. He just needs to finish a little better. So we can get his game around to finishing a little bit better. You get a few more points, a few more goals, and I just like Lehkonen gets a B plus. Yoel Armia at the beginning of the season to start looked like this guy was going to have by far a career year and put up big numbers, possibly playing in top 6 role. Looked like possibly. Then he got hurt. His wrist, I believe, and he just didn't, when he came back, didn't seem to be exactly the same. Yeah, still the defensive side of the game, active stick, always knocking down pucks, getting in the way of passes, getting in the way of plays that are being, getting in the way of the other team's plays, and just doing a great job defensively, but he didn't seem to have his offense back. If he would have had a little bit better offense, I think he definitely would have been an A minus. But I have him at a B plus, so I might get a little flack for that. But Yoel Armia looks like just progressing, and I can't wait to see what next season brings. Nick Cousins traded to the Vegas Golden Knights at the deadline. Cousins brought what was expected of him. He did a good job, filled in all kinds of roles. A lot of people make fun of the fact that Julian also liked to have Cousins on the power play, but considering what was out there, Cousins did an admirable job when he went to Vegas. What happened? One of the first highlights, goal on the power play from Cousins. So maybe Julian wasn't crazy to be playing him there. I thought he did a very adequate job. Was basically what was expected when we got him. And yeah, got a B plus. Now, Caden Primo played only 2 games. Backup goalie. Overtime loss. I don't know if it was shootout, but overtime loss. Got a point. First game. Was looked shaky in his first period and then just picked it up. Second game, won the game and looked much better. Looked much more confident. So you can see this kid is going to be good. If he keeps trending the way he is, he's going to be good. I know it was only 2 games, but I wanted to give him a grade because I was impressed with the play. A minuses. Let's go see the A minuses. Shea Weber, our captain, played really well, put up the offensive production early on. He slowed down afterward a little bit, but early on he was putting up the numbers. Then he got hurt, and we thought he was out for the season, and came back on a sprained ankle and couldn't tell the difference. Played just as good, didn't slow down, just unbelievable. So for that, I keep him up in the A's because he might have got a B, B plus, but he deserves his A minus coming back and playing on that ankle. Ben Sherratt, we signed Sherratt. Everyone's saying there's no way he's going to be a top 4 defenseman. Can't play with Weber, can't handle the big minutes. And early on, looked like that was a possibility. That maybe that's right. It's going to be another Karl Alzner, but he figured out the system and just went on a steady, just got better steadily, and to the point where he was not out of place playing with Weber on that first line, was putting up offense, got 9 goals. I think last year's career high was 4 or 5. So on the goal side, scored more goals than he's ever scored in the season. Points-wise, a little under, but he would have finished career high in points and goals, probably on assists, if we had played the full schedule. So Ben Sherratt turned out to be a very good signing at $3.5 million for, I believe, 3 years. I'm not sure, it might be 4 years. Yeah, good signing. Deserves the A minus. Next up for the A-, Phil Deneau. I had him down lower, and I thought about it. I said, no, Deneau put up really solid number. Was probably going to have a career year for numbers. Played typical of him, solid first line center, winning the face-offs, getting the production. That first line was awesome. Tatar, Deneau, Galley. So yeah, he deserves being up there with his brethren, who are also up here. Speaking of that, getting an A, Brendan Gallagher, who never gives up, never really has a bad game. Even if he's not really that noticeable, always works hard. Never stops working hard. Not every single game it works out for him when he's working hard like that, but never stops. And yeah, just he deserves the A. Assistant captain, future captain, love Brendan Gallagher, heart and soul of the team. Joining him, late season pickup, Ilya Kovalchuk traded to the Washington Capitals. I thought Covey did a good job while he was here. Could have got a higher, got an A+ if he could have kept up that point a game play, but he kind of dropped off a little bit in his last 6-7 games. But still, who would have thought that he could come in here and do anything? He wasn't thought of. Cost nothing. Got something back for him. Just yeah, great having him here. Hopefully, and you never know, we might sign him in the offseason. The talk is, the rumors are out there that we will sign him in the offseason. Deserving of the A. 2 A+, well deserving. Thomas Tatar. Career year, another career year. Points wise, if he didn't get hurt at the end, he would have, and we finished the season, probably would have hit 70, maybe a little bit more. Led the team. Just energetic, fast guy, can play anywhere. Just a great hockey player. Glad he's here. Glad they didn't trade him away. Can't wait to see what he'll do next year. I think he'll be even better. And deserving of the A+. And our rookie this year, our big rookie this year, Nick Suzuki, definitely deserves it. I kind of was going to give Nick Suzuki an A-. No, I don't know if it was A or A-. And I changed it as I was doing the board because I think he did deserve the A+, even though he had a bit of a fall off, which they seem to want to tie to Claude Julien, sort of throwing him under the bus at a press at one of the pressers they had after a game. It seemed to coincide with that. I don't know if it had anything to do with it or he's tired because he played a lot of hockey in the previous year. Nick Suzuki thought he would have hit 50 points if we played all the games, and deserving of the A+, and our rookie of the year, definitely. I don't think he'll win rookie of the year, but I think he finished 5th in scoring for the rookie standings. So there you go. My report card for the Montreal Canadiens for this. Did we play 71 games? I'm not sure if we played 71 games or not. But COVID-19 shortened season. And yeah, I think those are good grades according to me. So let me know what you think about my grades in the comment section below. If you agree, if you have what you think the grade should be, give a thumbs up if you like the video. And while you're on the way down there to do those things, subscribe, ring that notifications bell if you haven't already. And that's going to get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. And if anybody's still here, can you tell I'm really rusty from missing a week of doing videos? But it'll get better as I keep doing videos. So thanks if you're still here. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. Peace out, y'all.